So that is the Ammunition Accountability Act. What that was
yeah, they got a lot to say.
sample legislation, right? Sample legislation nationally. What they do is they write up something called sample legislation. They want to pass it nationally, but they know they can't pass it nationally because the bulk of the United States, whether you believe so or not, is probably pro-gun. So they don't even try. What they do is they fly this under the radar and they sneak it by going on the state-to-state legislature level and state-by-state passing. It's a sneaky way of doing things, but unfortunately right now I think there are 16 states signed on to this and 30, and your state, Rhode Island, is one of them. So here in Rhode Island, this bill will be reintroduced this year. It was reintroduced and put on hold for further study, but it will come this year, and it will oddly enough coincide with Biden-Obama presidency, who are both anti-gun. The name of this bill is S-2742. It is not called the Ammunition Accountability Act here in Rhode Island. It has a different name. Look it up by that number and you'll see. This bill was introduced by Senator William A. Walaska. That's W-A-L-A-S-K-A. Senator Walaska. He's the guy who introduced this bill. He is also another big anti-gun guy. You could contact his office, call him, harass this guy. Let him know we're not going to put up with this in this state. Spread the word to your buddies if you're out there, you people who own guns, who own the gun clubs, or know the importance of the Second Amendment. So, now that we have that alarm about our thing right here in the state happening, the importance of the Second Amendment. A second ago, Charles, you touched on the purpose for the Second Amendment. A lot of people think it has something to do with you. It does have to do with sport and people have the right to hunt or whatever. This was an amendment, and it was amendment number 2. I think make it to the number 2 slot. It's a pretty important amendment. The Second Amendment was there not to protect you from the criminal element of society. It was there to protect you from a government that spirals out.
That is the criminal element of society.
Well, yeah, actually, okay. So the criminal element of society is your government. It's there to protect you against a government. Any country in history where they've ever enacted gun control, there was a segment of the population which numbers in the millions of people that were exterminated. And they started with the same measures that they're starting with now. Restricting ammunition, restricting the type of guns you have, then restricting guns altogether, and then people are rounded up and exterminated. This is the reason for the Second Amendment. Our forefathers knew that an armed citizenry makes a free society. The government really cannot mess with you once they become corrupt. If they think that everybody may have a gun in their home that'll fight back, they're going to have to rewrite their whole plan in order for their domination scheme.
Just ask Hitler, Stalin, Mao Zedong. Politicians love on our peasants. And that's what they plan to turn the United States into. You won't have any way of defending yourself against them. They're just going to roll over you. So you got to stop this kind of legislation now. Keep the guns in circulation. Get the gun laws actually more open where you don't need any permit from the state or local to carry a concealed weapon on you. Have a much safer, much better society going on.
You said Hitler, Stalin, Mao Zedong, all those other. Think about the countries in the past: Germany, Russia, China, several places in Africa. All these places where you heard of genocide taking place.
Yeah, now you gotta take it home and read it.
The right of the people to arm themselves. It's a scary mirror that's happening here. You guys got a comment on this?
Yeah, right. Okay. There is literature out there for you to read. There are books. There's books with movies, literature, and stats. There's all sorts of literature. There are DVDs about what is going on. People that want to watch DVDs talks about things in the past that have happened through other wars and other countries, other wars just in this country alone. There are DVDs on the Second Amendment that you can actually watch. That helps everybody just to visually see stuff on TV, which I think is a very, very, very good thing for people to watch.
Come to Freedom of Speech Monday.
There are also groups to join. The NRA, I don't recommend that to anybody because I believe that they're double-edged sword. They would turn you in as soon as they try to help you out with gun. But Gun Owners of America, they make strides. They're a good group to belong to. Jews for the Preservation of Firearms, they're also another very good group to belong to. And there's several other smaller gun groups, but I would never recommend going to the NRA. they actually sabotage their own legislation in Congress concerning guns.
Charles, what about to belong to a gun club? You need to be a member of the NRA. They want to see that NRA
About
card.
that, yeah, but some of the gun clubs, they're not good situations either. You know, a lot of these things, even gun shops, are cop controlled in reality. And they really check you out if you go in there. They find out who you are, why you're up there, what you're doing. You know, it's like turning yourself in for the 50-cent reward. I don't have that problem, but you know, so I don't care who checks me out or what you do. You know, because you ain't gonna find out anything out of me except that I'm free, and that's all you need to know about me. And I'm only interested in freedom. But Paul, basically, what are you gonna do when they come knocking on your door to take your assault rifle away from you?
That's a really good question. Well,
How are you gonna stop the assault rifles first?
if the authority came to my house to confiscate something that I bought lawfully, that I was afforded the right by the Second Amendment of my Constitution, I have no choice but to resist. There is no other option. Because if I give it up, I might as well just hang myself right there. Oh,
You'll hand them over.
I think so.
Absolutely. You won't like the pain.
Time will tell.
That pain comes now or comes later. I think some of us realize that.
Either way,
It's now what happens.
I'd much rather stand and fight than cower and die.
Well, basically, the government, if they, you know, and they're practicing right now with the armies. If you go to Army Times, Brigadier Tour, there's an article concerning the fact that they're going to stop with 20,000 troops around the United States, helping out the local authorities, doing whatever they need to do, which is basically going to be gun confiscation. You will find, you know, that this is going to happen. They got all kinds of new weaponry. They got like a microwave gun that they can put on you now. They walk around with. It causes you a great deal of pain. And you're going to do whatever they tell you to do at that point. Unfortunately, people don't really realize what's really going on. Every day, the United States government is flying planes. These specially built planes that can x-ray everything in the ground. It goes down 3 feet. So they know where all your guns are in your property. They could care less about your constitutional rights of privacy and all. They already know where the gun is at your house. They'll take a picture of it and say, now you're going to turn it over. So I don't see where you're going to have much choice. You know, and the thing is it's a double-edged sword once again. Because if you do resist, and you start killing them, you start killing the cops, they're going to just bring in foreign troops. And they're going to say, well, now the people are resisting again, their guns, so we have to get these foreign troops to go get them now because we don't want to lose our own police people or our army. We'll have these foreign troops go get the guns, and they'll do a better job anyway. And this is how it all starts. But they're going to find the right to own a gun illegal, and I think that everything is basically going to be illegal. It's going to be illegal for you to have a garden in your house. You're not going to have nothing without the government's approval. And that's where it's all wrong, because we are the government. We're the owners of the government. We have the right to own and to do whatever we want to do. The government can't make any more laws and interfere with our life any further. In fact, it has to repeal about 90% of laws and it's got to get them currently. And I would ask everyone out there who's watching this to get on that kind of mode and tell them to stop repealing laws. That we don't want all these garbage laws destroying our freedom. My freedom was guaranteed till the day I died. I saw these films when I was a child called The Red Menace, about how communism Russia was bad, and that they did all these bad things over communist Russia, and they did all these really great things in America, and my rights were guaranteed till the day I died. Well, you know what? In the last 30 years, everything that's on those films came true in this country, and we're basically being enslaved by the government through the laws, and I'm not very upset about that. I've lost 90% of my freedoms in the past 40 years. I want all my freedoms back, and I want more freedoms. And I understand what freedom is all about.